Good morning. Welcome to your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We have some cloudy conditions across the region. Taking a quick look at the radar imagery, you can see we do have some rain showers approaching from the south and west. You can see those rain showers moving through for later this morning and becoming more widespread across the region once we move in the afternoon hours. So rain showers likely for this afternoon. Then we'll see some breezy to windy conditions continuing for today. We do have a wind advisory out currently, and should see that for the remainder of the day and through the overnight hours as we have an area low pressure tracking through the region. That's going to give us some windy conditions as well as some rainfall across the area. We also have a chance of a thunderstorm later on this evening into the early overnight hours as the area low pressure deepens off to our north and west, giving us a bit more humid and warm air mass to support those chances of thunderstorms. So taking a look at our sounding from this morning, a freezing level 8,700 feet, winds out of the northeast, quite strong, and the low levels around 25 knots. And seeing the winds die down slightly between 3,000 and 6,000 feet, and switching out of the northeast to the west-southwest, and seeing more westerly wind throughout the column above that, and up to 93 knots at 25,000 feet. Our current surface analysis, we do have this boundary of rainfall moving towards the region. That's going to be the case for today as a warm front sets up over the area. We'll have this area low pressure tracking through the Great Lakes, and then additional area low pressure developing off to our north and west just east of the Appalachian Mountains, and that's going to give us a good chance of rainfall this evening as well as that chance of a thunderstorm. So taking a look at our current satellite imagery, you can see lots of cloud cover across the region this morning. That's going to be the case for today with this area of low pressure and unsettled conditions moving through the region. And taking a look at the HRRR model for today, you can see there's rain showers this afternoon across the region. Models have been indicating that the rain shower activity may be delayed a bit for this afternoon, but still going to see some rainfall in the region throughout the day today. Not going to see a lot of total precipitation today, but once we move into the overnight hours or the evening hours, going to see some convection or heavier possibility of heavier rainfall moving the region for a brief time period between about 9 p.m. or 2100 local through about 2 local on Saturday morning. That'll be our best chance of seeing any thunderstorms as well as some convective activity in the region. And then I'll move through quickly and move out of the area by 2 local on Saturday morning. Taking a look at the European model for the next several days, the long range of those rain showers moving through this area low pressure just off to our north and east, developing later on this evening into the early overnight hours. That'll give us our chances of seeing that moderate, possibly heavy rainfall for a brief time period as well as a thunderstorm. You can see this area low pressure deepens off the New England coastline, giving some locations of New England that haven't seen quite as much snowfall as they typically do, some snowfall for early March. As we move into our Saturday, that's area low pressure continues to linger off the New England coastline, giving us some breezy conditions on Saturday out of the northwest with windy conditions during the morning hours. We move into our Sunday, looking at high pressure building in from the west. It's going to give us some tranquil conditions for Sunday and Monday. Once we move into Tuesday, we'll see a mild day expected for Tuesday. A cold front crosses the region Tuesday morning. That's going to give us a slight chances of brief sprinkle or light rain shower. We'll see some breezy conditions for Tuesday afternoon, downslipping off the mountains. Not going to see much cold air quickly moving in the region on Tuesday. That's going to give us a mild day to warm day across the region. Looks like right now highs in the mid to upper 60s, possibly seeing some locations in the lower 70s if we do have that cold air delayed a bit more than the models are showing for Tuesday afternoon. And for Wednesday, we'll see some colder air move into the region, and that's the case possibly for Wednesday and Thursday of next week, before we see additional systems starting to approach for the latter portion of next week and the next weekend. Right now, pattern looks fairly unsettled for that time period as of right now. So taking a look at our risk chart for today, best chance of rainfall comes afternoon until about midnight. A 40% chance of a thunderstorm between 2100 local and 2 local for Saturday morning. We'll see winds at or greater than 25 knots as it appears the next 24 hours. We'll see the windiest conditions tonight with that area low pressure developing off to our north and west, gusting up to 38 knots. So possibly up to 40 to 50 miles an hour for the early overnight time period. And we'll see some additional stronger winds move through for tomorrow morning with a weak boundary moving through for tomorrow morning, switching the winds from the southwest to the west, possibly seeing a sprinkle with that boundary with a slight chance for a sprinkle across the region. But we'll see another surge of some stronger winds, gusting possibly between, once again, 40 and 50 miles an hour. Our high today should be in the lower 50s during the daytime or upper 40s. Right now, stuck with 50 degrees for a brief high before the rainfall moves in. And then once the rainfall does move in, we'll see those temperatures drop back in the mid-40s. We'll see a evening high into the upper 50s to lower 60s. And then once that wind does switch out of the southwest, later on overnight, we'll see temperatures jump into the lower to mid 60s. So about a 20 degree change in our temperature from this evening into the early overnight hours. So quite the jump with that air low pressure developing off to our north and west, affecting in that warmer air mass, possibly supporting those thunderstorms. As far as our 24-hour terminal forecast goes, we'll see chances of rainfall for the rest of the day, and seeing those ceilings lower down throughout the daytime. By 1600 local, should see some ceilings down at 3,000 feet, possibly lower, with some rain shower activity in the region. And then overnight, we'll see some low clouds in the region down to 600 feet, possibly below 500 feet at times. So for moving into the Saturday morning time frame, we'll see that cloud cover really scour out or move out of the region during the overnight hours, and seeing just a scatter deck around 3,500 feet by Saturday 8 local. Our tides are running about a foot above normal. And Saturday into Sunday, Saturday, partly cloudy and windy. Wind gust up to 45 miles an hour possible, high of 60. Saturday night, partly cloudy, mostly clear and cooler. Slightly breezy early, low of 36. And for Sunday, mostly sunny, partly cloudy and pleasant, a high of 56 degrees. So next 7 days, looking like those rainy conditions today. The high will be during the late evening hours near midnight, with temperatures actually rising after midnight. And then we'll see our high tomorrow around 60, as we do have some cold air advection moving in with the northwesterly wind. Should see those temperatures mild for this time of year in the upper 50s to lower 60s for highs. Then we move back towards normal for Sunday and Monday. Sunday looks like a nice day across the region, good amount of sunshine, as well as temperatures in the mid 50s. Shouldn't be as windy on Sunday, just a slight breeze out of the northwest, so a nice day to wrap up the weekend. For Monday, we'll have, in general, pleasant conditions across the region, fairly seasonable, highs in the mid-50s, 30% chance of a sprinkle. Monday night to Tuesday with that cold front moving through. Then Tuesday will be warm and windy, partly cloudy, high 67. Then for Wednesday and Thursday of next week, we'll see variable cloudiness. Right now, it looks like we should see partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies for both of those days. Breezy conditions as well, so could be seeing some wind advisories for the middle of next week. With those winds coming out of the north and northwest. And then once we get into and past Thursday of next week, as I mentioned, pattern looks pretty unsettled for this time of year, possibly seeing an area low pressure. Some models indicating there could be a fairly strong area low pressure moving through for Friday into Saturday of next week. So we'll continue to monitor that forecast as we move closer to then. But I hope everybody has a great weekend this weekend and enjoying the mild conditions we have in store, as well as the looks like a nice Sunday across the region. We'll be back on Monday morning, 8:15 at 10 a.m.